So what's up? A lot of people have been tweeting about Tulsi Gabbard. I don't know why. Did she go surfing? Did she do did she have a speech? Did she do it? Why is everyone talking about Tulsi? Well, here's why. Tulsi Gabbard ends 2020 campaign and endorses Joe Biden. All right. Well, Hawaii Representative Tulsi Gabbard on Thursday ended her presidential campaign and endorsed former Vice President Joe Biden. By the way, Graham Elwood's going to come on the show later, and we're going to talk about this. He wanted to come on and talk about it. So he'll be on in about 15 minutes. So that'll be fun, and I'll have to maneuver that. But yeah, Graham's going to be coming on soon. So here's what she had to say. I know Vice President Biden and his wife, and I'm grateful to have called his son Beau, who also served in the National Guard, a friend, Gabbard said in a statement. Although I may not agree with the vice president on every issue, I know that he has a good heart and is motivated by his love for our country and the American people. And the article points out Gabbard head back Vermont Senator Bernie Sanders in 2016. The Congresswoman said Tuesday's primary result, when Biden swept the races in Arizona, Florida, and Illinois, made it clear that voters had picked Biden to take on President Trump in the general election. Biden said he was grateful for Gabbard's support. Here's what Joe Biden had to say about it. Tulsi Gabbard has put her life on the line in service of this country and continues to serve with honor today, the former vice president said on Twitter. I'm grateful to have her support and look forward to working with her to restore honor and decency to the White House. That's what Joe Biden's going to do. By the way, yesterday, Joe Biden sided with Big Pharma over the American people for a future corona vaccine, a coronavirus vaccine. Joe Biden already sided with Big Pharma, making it harder to make the drug affordable, the vaccine affordable. They wanted to have a bill where the government could make sure that they could produce it and it was affordable, you know, have like a lot of the generics or whatever you want to call it. Joe Biden was against that. He was for Big Pharma in the middle of a pandemic. Oh, and you know what else Joe Biden's campaign couldn't do in the middle of a pandemic? They couldn't get like a live stream together. They failed on that. So Tulsi Gabbard endorsed it, and I know a lot of people are pretty disappointed by this, and I'm one of them. And I'll be talking about this more with Graham. And this is pretty surprising. I was not expecting her to endorse Joe Biden. I'm pretty disappointed. And the main reason I'm disappointed, because, you know, which by the way, I know a lot of people are, some people on Twitter were like, you know, shaming me, like saying, oh, look at what your candidate did. Just for the record, I canvassed for and voted for Bernie. I voted for Bernie. And what I have said since day one, and still, you know, I really do feel this way. I really wanted a Bernie Tulsi ticket. That's what I was hoping for, because I think that ticket could, crush Trump. I still do feel that way, by the way. What Tulsi and Bernie can both do, but Tulsi even more so, is they have the ability to appeal to people that are kind of outside of the box politically, to people that are kind of on the fence, and even to people on the right. Bernie has had some success with that. Tulsi has had a lot of success with that. She has, her support base is very broad in the different types of political ideologies they bring to the table. She appeals to a lot of libertarians, some people on the right, and so forth. So a Bernie Tulsi ticket, what that would have done is it would have gotten two things. It would have gotten people who were on the fence about whether or not they were going to vote, and they would vote for a Bernie Tulsi ticket. And it would have gotten some of Trump's people. And that's what you need to beat Trump. And a Bernie Tulsi ticket would have accomplished that. So I'm disappointed that that's not going to happen now. Like, that's for sure. There's no chance of that happening now, which is a bummer. I was hoping for that. But now it's for sure not going to happen. And this endorsement, I think is, I'm not sure why exactly. I mean, I don't have the answer for that. I don't know. I mean, look, Tulsi Gabbard is a politician. All politicians are guilty until proven innocent, even the ones you like. And Do I expect better from her? Yeah. Am I disappointed? Absolutely. And I don't know what she has to gain, really. Like I don't know what exactly she's gaining by endorsing Joe Biden at this point in time. Yes, I know that every single Democratic nominee said they would have support the eventual candidate. I know they all said that. Bernie said that too. But the primary's not over yet. You still have a choice. You can still endorse Bernie Sanders. You don't have to endorse Joe Biden. Or you can just not make an endorsement until the general. You can just wait and be like, okay, if Biden wins, then they'll get behind him. I know Bernie's going to get behind him too. And, I ain't voting for Joe Biden. I'm just not going to do it. This is why we need a new party. One of the many, many reasons why we need a new party. And one of the many, many reasons why the Democratic Party, it's a graveyard for progressivism. It's a graveyard for ideas. It's a graveyard for a new direction. It is all those things. It is all those things. And now we're seeing that. And Graham and I are going to be talking about this more. So I don't want to spend all of my thoughts. I don't want to spend all my thoughts on it. But yeah, and this is one of those things. I mean, look, I'm wearing a Joe Strummer t-shirt today because look, I don't, some people have asked me like, oh, am I hurt by this? The answer is no, because the idea that a politician could ever hurt me is just ridiculous to me. I mean, that's absolutely, why would I give an elected official that kind of power over me? I mean, they could hurt me in terms of policies. They could do that. But in terms of hurting my feelings, let's make one thing clear. There's only two people on this planet that can hurt my feelings. My my wife. I misspoke there. I've only been married a week, guys. But my wife and my mom, those are the only people on this planet that can hurt my feelings. That's it. A politician certainly never could. They could never hurt my feelings. So no, I'm not hurt by Tulsi's endorsement. I've met her twice. She was pleasant both times. That's all I have to say about that. Really, that's all I have to say. And I thought she was better than endorsing Joe Biden. I really did. I voted for Bernie over her for a number of reasons. There were a couple reasons. One of them being I think Medicare for All is a better plan than Single Payer Plus. I think it's better. Tulsi voted for the new NAFTA, which I thought was a very disappointing decision by her. Tulsi is more for UBI than a federal jobs guarantee. I actually favor both, but I think a federal jobs guarantee is better. So she's not for a jobs program. So that was disappointing to me. And the other reason was, when I worked on a banned facial recognition campaign, I reached out to 4 presidential campaigns. I reached out to Andrew Yang. I reached out to Marianne Williamson. I reached out to Tulsi Gabbard, and I reached out to Bernie Sanders. Marianne Williamson, Andrew Yang completely ignored me. I did not hear anything. Tulsi Gabbard's campaign got back to me, and they said she was too busy, which that's fine. I didn't take it personally. She's running a presidential campaign. Totally understandable. The Bernie campaign came out against facial recognition. Bernie was the only 2020 nominee to come out against facial recognition. Bernie's also the only 2020 nominee, to my knowledge, with a full, extensive, high-speed internet for all plan. So, I decided that Bernie was the best choice, and I voted for Bernie. I'm glad I still feel like he's the best choice. I thought that Tulsi was by far the second best choice. Still is, by the way. I mean, that's the sad part. I mean, politics is such a dirty game, but still, when all is said and done, I mean, if somebody said, hey, 2 people can be president, Liz Warren, Tulsi Gabbard, pick one, I would still pick Tulsi Gabbard over Liz Warren. Like, but yeah, this is just this is the game that it is. And that's why I got a Joe Strummer t-shirt on, which, by the way, song of the day, Death or Glory by The Clash. An elected official ain't going to lead the movement that we need. It's not going to happen. Stop thinking it's going to happen. Stop thinking one of them's going to start a new party. It ain't going to happen. It ain't going to happen that way. Bernie Sanders ain't going to do it. Tulsi Gabbard ain't going to do it. It ain't going to go down that way. It's going to take a movement. That's what it's going to take. A real one. Death or Glory, just another story. Every dingy basement on every dingy street. Death or Glory by The Clash. And by the way, if you're out there and your feelings are hurt, or you're just reprogram the way you think, really, because these are elected officials. They don't deserve your reverence. They don't deserve your trust. What you do is you make a judgment call, and you think, I think this person genuinely wants to do some good, and I'm going to support that person. Or I don't think anyone wants to do any good. You make that judgment call. That's all there is to it. These people do not deserve to be put on any kind of pedestal. Bernie's not perfect. He's far from it. Bernie's made mistakes on the campaign trail. And he'll make more. And if he ends up losing the primary, yes, he will go over to Joe Biden. We all know that. Everyone said it. Everyone said whoever's the nominee, they'll get behind. Because Orange Man bad. They've all said that. Even if it's Joe Biden, the guy who was for the Iraq War, the guy who was a straight-up segregationist, it's going to be an old racist white guy versus an old racist white guy if it's Donald Trump and Joe Biden. That's what it's going to be. That's what we can expect. So, there you have it.
Get your news on with Ron. Don't you want to know what's going on? We're getting our news on today. Get your news on with Ron. Don't you want to know what's going on? We're getting our news on today. You can tweet me an article at Ron Placone. We'll go through it together and make it our own. Get your